bases. So what do we mean by orthonormal bases, that we have to see, and also what do we mean by Gram-Schmidt process to find them out? The whole procedure will be explained in this video. So stay with us. Let's say if you are given with the matrix, so there are columns. If you separate them and make column vectors out of them and check whether these are linearly dependent or not. If they are linearly independent, then you can say all these three are the vector bases for this matrix. I'll tell you what do we mean by linear independent also in another video, but here is the definition of bases. Now, because in this video we have to talk about orthonormal bases, so what do we mean by them? Orthonormal is like orthonormal suggests that something is 90 degree. Okay, if we talk about the root word meaning, so here what we have, let's say these are three column vectors, and if you do their inner product, so that should be 0, because if you expand any scalar product, it is cos theta. So if we expand it, it is cos theta. If cos theta is 90, that means it will give us 0. So in terms of inner product, if the column vector and their inner product gives us 0, that means those bases are orthonormal bases. Now again, it is more of mathematical terminology. That means I'm giving you theoretical explanation. Let's see how this Gram-Schmidt process helps us in order to get orthonormal bases. Let's say you have a matrix and you find out that okay, x1, x2 up to xn, these are its bases. For its subspace, these are its bases. Now if you have to find out orthonormal bases, let's say B, then this will be represented by a set of y1, y2, yn. Now you may ask, what do we mean by y1? Because if matrix is given to us, we can find out this x1, x2, xn. But what do we mean by y1, y2, yn? How do we get it? So the formula, this Gram-Schmidt process says that if you have to find out y1, it will always be equal to x1. Then for y2, the formula will be x2 minus the dot product of x2 y1 divided by dot product of y1 y1 and the dot product of this whole with y1. Then if you have to find out the value of y3, the third orthonormal base, that will be x3 minus y3 y1 divided by y1 y1, the dot product I'm talking about, dot y1 minus x3 y2 divided by y2 dot y2 dot y2, and it will keep going like this, and your last orthonormal base will be xn. See the pattern. Firstly this xn, then xn with the dot product of xn with y1, then y1 dot y1 with the dot product of y1. Then you have to consider what? If you have taken x3 here, it is x3 here, so xn will be here. So next is y1, then y2. So y1 you have got here, so here will be y2. y2 dot y2, its dot product with y2. And then at last you will be having xn, yn minus 1. So see, if it is x3, it is y2. So 1 less than it. So xn, yn minus 1 divided by this same y will go here. That means this same y, yn minus 1 dot yn minus 1 will go here, and its dot product with yn minus 1. So again, this is the formula of Gram-Schmidt process. Now if you have to use it in order to find out the orthonormal basis, let's see with the help of example how we can find using this formula. So here the question is given to us that there is a subspace V and its span, that means if it is linearly independent, then the expansion of its subspace is in this V1 V2, where V1 and V2 are column vectors. How this V1 and V2 are given to us is in the form of this. That means matrix was like this. Okay, so they have created two column vectors out of it, V1 and V2. We have to use Gram-Schmidt process so as we can find out the orthonormal basis for V. Okay, so let's say there is Y, which is defined as y1 y1 y2, and these are orthogonal bases to determine this V. Okay, now we know if it is this, the formula is y1 is equals to v1 only, right? y1 is equals to v1 only, that means 1 2 0, which is given to us. Then what is y2? The formula is v2 minus the second vector and the dot product with y1 orthogonal base divide by y1 dot y1 dot y1, right? So let's solve this separately. v2 dot y1 is what? v2 is this minus 2 minus 4 minus 4 dot y1 is what? 1 2 0. So if you do the dot product, it is like this is I cap, j cap, k cap. So in dot product, in inner product, what you do? I dot I is 1. So simply multiply these two. Minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Plus minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. And minus 4 times 0 is 0. So it is minus 10. So v2 dot y1 is this. Then you have to find out the value of y1 dot y1. So y1 is what? 1 to 0. And its dot product with 1 to 0. So it will form 1 times 1 is 1. Plus 2 times 2 is 4. And 0 times 0 is 0. So this is y1 dot y1. So here v2 is what? Let's substitute all these values. v2 is minus 2 minus 4 minus 4 minus y2 dot y1 is what? Minus 10 minus 10 divided by y1 dot y1 is 5 dot y1 is 1 to 0. So this gives us minus 2 minus 4 minus 4 minus minus plus 5 to the 10 1 to 0, right? This gets divided by it. Now multiply this scalar 2 with all these elements. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 zeros are 0. Now solve it. 2 minus 2 is 0, 4 minus 4 is 0, and this is minus 4, right? So this is how we get y2. So that means our orthogonal base. Remember, I haven't written it here as orthonormal, and question is asking for orthonormal. So I'll explain you how we can convert orthogonal into orthonormal. So firstly, we get this y orthogonal base as y1, which is 1 to 0, and y2, which is 0 0 minus 4, right? So this is y orthogonal base. Now for orthonormal bases, you have to divide it, the orthogonal base, which is formed from these vectors, with their norms. What do we mean by norm or length of a vector? So let's say if you have, let me change the color of the pen. If we have I, j and k vectors, Let's say A vector is this, and you are asked to find out its modulus, its length. How you will calculate it? So it is 1 I cap, right? So 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, correct? It will be root 3. Similarly, you have to find out the value of this norm. So this is y1. So norm of y1 will be square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 0 square, and it gives us 2 to the 4 plus 1, 5. And the norm of y2 will be square root of 0 square, which is 0, 0 square minus 4 square, which is 16, that is 4, right? So 1 square plus 2 square, which is 2 to the 4, yeah. Now you have got these two norms, so simply divide this y. If you have to find out this y naught, which is orthonormal basis, you have to divide y with this 1 by root 5, comma, then y2 is what? Here, and divide it with the norm of y2, which is 4, and your answer is here. So this is the orthonormal basis for subspace V. So in this way you can calculate the orthonormal columns, orthonormal basis for a particular matrix using Gram-Schmidt process. So you just need to remember that firstly find out column vectors. If it is given, just like in this question V1 and V2 were given to us, that is fine. Find out the orthogonal base, which is y, in the form of y1, y2 and yn, and then find out the value of orthonormal basis, which will be y1 divided by its norm, y2 divided by its norm. So this is how it is going to work. I'm hoping you have understood this topic well, and if so, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. Special emphasis on subscription. Make sure you press the bell icon to have the notification, because I'm going to be regular for these videos now onwards. Keep posting your comments because these are very precious and we are going through them. Till our next video, take care of yourself. Bye bye.